I told my fiance that if we don't get married, it's his family's fault.
Oh, wait, what?
It's on the family.
It's on the family?
It's on the family.
We're talking about family.
I, 26 female, and my fiance have been together for 3 years, and we have a 1-year-old child. His family has always had something to say about our relationship, even when we first started dating. We got engaged last year when we found out I was 7 weeks pregnant. But before I agreed to accept the proposal, I told him my boundaries and expectations. I also wanted him to sign a prenup and a postnup. He agreed to them and would also have his own. By the way, this comes from user Melons Are Melon on the r/OKstorytime subreddit.
I guess they are.
So, now our first child just turned 1, and we were planning to start planning for our wedding. It was gonna be small with just immediate family and very close friends. We have scheduled time off to start checking out venues, and I guess he told his parents about our plan, and unsurprisingly, they were not happy. They wanted us to have a big wedding so they can invite all the family.
It's, again, what do I say about weddings?
My wedding, my rules.
Them's is the rules. You do whatever you want. You don't want to be there? Don't come.
They were upset that we didn't ask them what they wanted. I told my fiance that it's not their wedding, therefore we're gonna do what we want.
I love it. I love it.
This is where the disconnect happens. He sided with them.
I don't love it.
And said his family deserved to be invited to our special day. But that's not the only problem. He disclosed to his parents that I'm also making him sign a prenup and a postnup. They said it was disgraceful and unwomanly of me. They told him to force me out of it. As I said, his parents have also had something to say about our relationship. Like I shouldn't be making more money than him, or I should put his name on the condo. Normally, it's settled through a text or a phone call, and it'll be peaceful for a while, but this is something different. I no longer feel comfortable marrying him since it doesn't seem like he'll ever step up and stand up for our relationship. I feel like I'm going to end up marrying him and his family, which low-key is kind of what you do every time.
I mean, that's what you do.
You're marrying into a family.
You're going to be a daughter-in-law.
So the only difference is how much contact does said partner have with their family.
That's the case.
The family's still there. You're still marrying into the family that he doesn't have any contact with, if that's the case.
They're going to be your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law. They're going to be your family.
Even if you don't talk to them.
So you're going to have to deal with it. It's just, at the end of the day, that's your partner. What's best for you and him. Or them, whoever.
Our scheduled time off is approaching this Monday, and I don't know how to tell him that I no longer feel like marrying him, that it's because of his family. I know he loves them and I admire him for it, but how can I be okay with this when he loves them more than our own family that we created together? This has been eating me up inside because I feel like I'll be breaking our family apart, but I just don't know what to do. I'm afraid to reach out to our mutuals because I'm not the type to really talk stuff about my relationship. Please give me some insight or something. I do love this man and I don't want to tear apart our family, but I also don't want to suffer from trying to keep it together. I was not expecting this to get this much attention. My email was full of notifications. Hopefully I didn't end up in anyone's feed and trigger them. I'm really just at a loss. And here's some bullet points. What they said is normally relayed to me or shown to me by my fiance, which is why I didn't think that he sided with them because I can see his responses. Then normally I'll tell her, mom or dad, or I will see what I can do. Compromising is a big aspect of relationships, and I did nothing but compromise. I tried to accommodate him and his parents from our anniversary to our vacations and what we do for our household. I drew the line when I became pregnant and they demanded I become a stay-at-home mom. So many people think contraception works 100% of the time, and it does not. My Nexplanon baby is a year old. As for me getting pregnant by him, it wasn't planned. While I support women's rights, I personally wouldn't make the choice for myself. When he agreed to my boundaries and expectations, I asked him what were his so that both sides are equally heard. He told me his, which none of them included his parents. That is the only reason why I agreed to them. I disclosed about wanting a prenup and a postnup and suggested that he did the same, which he told me he would have on his own. I offered to have my lawyer assist him, and he declined and said that he would get his own. We both agreed on having them. The wedding plans were closely discussed with just me and him. What did we want? What are our expectations? And what is our budget? We were the ones paying for it, not my family, despite my dad practically begging me to let them because it's become a family tradition. My fiance was not comfortable with it, and he said it felt like it would emasculate him him if it seemed like he couldn't afford his own wedding. We sat down with my dad, and my dad said he understood and respected it. We did come to an agreement that my dad would at least pay for my wedding dress. My fiance agreed to that. So when that was all settled, me and my fiance started discussing budgets. He said $15K would be his ideal, and I agreed that it was a good price range and very doable. Now this is where it gets tricky. He wants a destination wedding, which is why I suggested a small wedding. Yes, I suggested it, and not because I didn't want his family to be there, but because I'm considering the financial aspects for our guests. He agreed that it would be expensive for his side. I was the one that suggested we do it in country, just in another state, and we can plan to drive to get his family or fly them out. I told him this would be more accommodating because I agreed that his family deserves to be there. I worked way too hard in school to get my degree, to get my license, and to get where I'm at. I was financially responsible for every penny that I spent. I grew up with parents who wanted financial literacy and independence for their kids. Before my fiance came into the picture, I made sure all my baggage was packed and covered. The condo we call home is a gift to myself. I suggested couples therapy, but he refused. I suggested therapy for all of us, me, him, and his parents. He refused because it would be disrespectful. I suggested that we all just have a sit down and set boundaries. He said it would come off as aggression. This guy just doesn't want to do any work.
I don't hear anything in the terms of compromise here. Sorry.
Yeah, he just says, no, I don't want to do that. That would be hard.
You gave him a bunch of options and he said no.
I asked him many times throughout our entire relationship if he felt the same way as they did, and he denied it. He said that he knows they can be unreasonable and unrealistic, but they're his parents, so he tries his best to honor them. I suggested that I should have just sit down with his parents, and he got upset and said I was going too far. So yeah, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do here because neither of the choices I've got in my head are appealing, and we do have an update.
It sounds like this is not healthy. You're not getting anything you want in this relationship or getting a say. Anything that you bring up is just completely smushed right then and there, and you don't have a voice. That's what it sounds like. That is not fair. That is not a relationship. Get out of this before it gets worse.
Yeah, it's I wonder where that belief of like if you try to get us in a therapy session with my parents, that would be disrespectful, or it would be interpreted as disrespectful. And it's like, what's so disrespectful about wanting to get on the same page as everybody? Everybody wants to get on the same page.
I was just saying, what if OP's parents came into this and were like, oh, we want to do family therapy, and guess what? He's just like, no. But OP is doing whatever the parents want, or at least trying to compromise what the parents want. It's just not fair. It's just, wow, what a joke this is.
I've tried to read as many comments as I can throughout the day. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to all of you, and I will say some of you are distasteful. You have so much hate. I've decided that I will talk with him tonight before we go to bed. It's physically impossible to just wait. I feel like I'm going through withdrawal symptoms. And plus, he's been asking me all day if something was going on, so please pray for me. And by the way, you can come pray for us if you want on our live stream every weekday at 3 p.m. PST when we go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok. All you got to do is tap on our profile on any of those respective platforms, and you are in. And if you're watching this, we might be live right now, but don't go check yet because we're about to finish this story. I feel like if this is the way he is with his parents now, it's probably going to be the way he is with his parents
forever.
If
he's not standing up to
his parents. You guys are 33. So the only way that can change is probably through therapy.
Which he doesn't want to do.
Right. So that's a tough spot.
Again, it seems like what you said it before, OP. You're not just marrying him, you're marrying his family. Like, yes, you're getting into their family, but you're marrying his parents.
Yeah, and you're marrying the guy that they made. So he's probably going to end up like them in certain ways as well. Yeah. You know?
If this is as stressful as it is now, just imagine years. Or when if you guys have kids and they are demanding and making them, like, being very controlling with your kids.
It really is crazy
I mean, you already have one, and it seems like it.
All right, let's go. Let's finish this story off. I saw that many of you wanted an update, so here I am again. You guys have become my diary. We had the talk, and it did not turn out the way I prayed for. A lot happened within those hours of talking, but it ultimately led to him becoming physical and destructive. My family is now involved, and so are the police. I'm still trying to recollect my thoughts and calm my mind, and I've got this unbearable ache deep in my chest that makes my stomach drop. God, well, that's the worst possible twist this story could have had.
Out of left field.
But at least you avoided at least now you know this guy's real colors. Yeah. For now, this is all the update while I pick myself up. I promise I'll come back and give you guys the whole update. Thank you to everyone. And we don't have any more updates.
Whoa.
Do we? Can you check real quick?
I can try.
Here, actually, I'll check. Hold on. I can do it real fast. We do not have an update yet. Or unless, let's see. Did you comment on it? Nope. No updates yet. No updates. 0 updates. Dang.